So, when I was a wee lad, I wanted to look like this. And for those of you who don't know, that is the 2000s boy band Busted. And they are the coolest things you could possibly ever be. They were every girl's teenage heartthrob and every boy's envy. They sang songs about crashing weddings and getting with air hostesses, and they were amazing. So I tried my best, and I did try my best, and I ended up looking like this. Love that picture. So the question is, why did I care enough to want to look like that? Why did I actually get bothered about wanting to look like Busted? And it's because it is a society that I grew up in. And it's a society that represses creativity. And it's a society that encourages apathy, that tells us it's not cool to know things. And that it's not cool to go to school and try hard. That it's not cool to tell your family you love them openly. It's not cool to be openly in love with yourself. And it's not cool to express anything that is an absolute mediocrity. And you might be able to see this in a lot of your life. It might be that you get a call early in the morning from one of your kids, and they say, hey, can you pick me up from a party, but can you park around the corner, just so no one knows that I have parents, or, Or you might drop your kids off at school, and you might say, oh, see you later, I love you. And they might go, oh, Mum, oh, no, don't say that. As if it's some sort of state secret that parents, really love their children. And I notice it in relationships, particularly in my generation, where they've become a competition about who can love each other less. It's now become about who can play it cool. Whatever that actually means is beyond me. But it's about who can treat the mean to keep them keen, which is the worst idea ever. What happened to openly loving someone? It's like it's been reserved for one day of the year. But this is something that I was very much involved in. So one time, me and my friends were at the bar, and we were all having drinks. It was a good time, night out with the lads. And my friend got a call from his girlfriend, which he answered it. She was crying, she was upset, and she needed him to come and get him. She needed him to come get her. So he put the phone down, necked his pint, obviously, and he went. And we all started giving him stick for it. We were like, oh, man, you're so under the thumb. You're so whipped. What are you doing? This was a night out with the lads, and you're leaving us to go and help your girlfriend who you love lots, and she needs you. And it was really weird. But this is a culture that I was very much involved in. And it is a culture that is primarily enforced by young men of my age. And it's this idea that if you have emotions that aren't mediocrity, you're not prepared to deal with them. So when something comes to you, you greet it with a stiff upper lip and you beat your chest when it comes at you, and it can't hurt you. But this is stupid. It doesn't work. It's a terrible idea because I was one of the people that it failed. So when I was 17, my head stopped working. I was a happy kid. I had friends and family who loved me. I was doing very well in school. Go me. But my head just stopped working, and it's terrifying. It's terrifying to wake up and notice that you are not your former self. You are something of a lesser fraction, and it terrified the crap out of me. And it meant that I stopped eating, I stopped sleeping, I lost weight, I became distant with my friends and family. I lost relationships that I have not got back to this day, which is not a good thing. So eventually, I went to the doctors, and the lovely lady there put me on a delightful concoction of various drugs, which was fun. And I started getting therapy. And it was in this therapy in which I was told to be more open about my emotions, which is the most cliched therapy thing in the world. But believe it or not, it actually works. And it was where I was told to start enjoying things because I enjoy the things. Not because I'm brought up in this culture where I'm a man and I like football. I now enjoy football because I like football. And I now enjoy ABBA and girly drinks because great bands and some really good drinks. And this is the point. We've been stemmed into this one mold in which our apathy rules all. And we don't enjoy things for wanting to enjoy them, which leaves us hollow. And it leaves us not enjoying the things we want to. And then if we allow ourselves to enjoy things because we do enjoy them, it means we can make emotional connections with our friends and with our family that are going to be inseparable. They're going to be stronger than before. And it means that when bad things do happen, and bad things will happen in life, you can be ready to help them. You won't need to ask your friends for help because they already know you need help. They know you that well and you know them that well that they're coming for you and they've got your back. Because things are going to happen. Your house might get flooded. You might lose a loved one. You might lose your job. You might get lost. You might end up in hospital. Terrible things happen. And we have this attitude that we can stop them. We can stand there and puff our chest out and say, no, that's not going to happen to me. That's not going to happen to me at all. I'm better than that. I'm stronger than that. I'm bigger than that. But not one of you will be able to say that something bad hasn't happened to you. It's going to come. And if you haven't, it's going to come eventually. So it's best, instead of trying desperately to put your barriers up, it's best to make these emotional connections with your friends and get the help you need from your friends when it comes. So when the situation does arise in which you do need help, because it'll come, your friends are there for you. And the consequences of failing to make these emotional connections are the most important thing to me, because it is the consequences of men failing to express their emotions and failing to be in touch with themselves and having too much in their head and not being able to say a single bit of it. Because suicide is the biggest killer of men between the ages of 20 and 49. In 2017, 7,000 people in the United Kingdom will kill themselves. They'll take the decision to leave their friends, their family, their wife, their husband, their kids, and their loved ones, and they'll end their own life. 7,000 people. This is wiping us out like an epidemic. If it was any other threat to society, it will be stopped. If it was a disease, it will be vaccinated. If it was a war, we would have already lost because we're not addressing this. This is a thing that we are sticking with our stiff upper lip, which is beginning to quiver, and we're beating our chest, which is beginning to cave in because we're not prepared to deal with it. And it's getting to the point now where it's ridiculous. So I'm asking you guys today, you came here with someone, presumably, or you might come on your own. In this case, you have to get your phone out. But when I'm done rambling, you ask the person to your left or to your right how you're doing, how they're doing. You tell them that you're doing all right. And I don't mean like, hey man, yeah, how's it going? Them little fist bump things. I mean like, how are you? Are you okay? How's your life? How's things going? Is your family okay? How's your job going? How's your head doing? Because these things are important, and they get brushed over so much, so smoothly, that it becomes almost the norm to brush them over. But just ask them how they are. And when you walk out that door for your lunch break or whatever, you tell your ma or tell your da that you love them. Tell your brothers and your sisters and your kids. Tell your best friend, because chances are you do, okay? Because otherwise they wouldn't be your best friend. Let them know you love them. Make these emotional connections with people. Get rid of this apathy, because when something bad comes, you'll be able to deal with it. And in a time where we are increasingly consumed by an overarching theme of hate, this little bit of love is not going to hurt anyone. Thanks.